Hey there, hi there, and hello, my fellow entrepreneurs from around the world. I hope this video finds you safe and well. Today, I'm going to be talking about increasing my productivity in my business through calendar blocking, okay? So if you are unaware of the term calendar blocking, it refers to having more than just a to-do list, and it actually means sort of like just taking your to-do list and actually slotting it into your calendar so you know what date and time things are going to get done. And this whole approach, just so you know, this is not locked in stone, things can be moved around, that kind of thing, and people have their own variations of how they do this. And I am going to get in and share my screen very soon to show you how I do this and how I apply it. But what I want to tell you is just how this has helped me so much in my business. When I started my business, I was creative and I loved the freedom of not having this 9-to-5 routine, but the problem was I was broke. I wasn't getting the right things done at the right time, and I was stressing out. Like when I would work on one thing, I would worry that, oh, I should actually be working on my Facebook ads instead of this thing, or I should be doing this other thing. And when I found this calendar blocking technique, being able to plan things out, it meant that I felt better about the other things on my to-do list because I knew that they were slotted in. They had their time and place, so I could focus on one thing in front of me. And that helped me a lot with my anxiety. It helped me sort of work my creativity into my business and allow me time for creativity as well, because that can be a time block. A time block in a good way, okay? Not a block in a bad way, but here's my block of time to be creative, and I can go nuts with that time. And I don't have to feel guilty about it. Do you ever feel guilty sometimes? It's like, oh, I should be doing these other things. So that is how things have helped me as a multi-passionate creative entrepreneur. So let's dive in and I will explain more and you'll get to see the visuals. All right. Hey guys, I'm in my Google Calendar now. And if you're looking at this and going, oh dear God, that's too much, don't worry, I am going to start a blank one to give you an idea about how to do this. And you don't have to use Google Calendar for this either. I'm using Google Calendar. You don't have to use that. You can use whatever suits you, or you can even do a hard copy. But this is just an idea about how I block some things out. Like I even have stuff, breakfast, shower, so that these things get done. Dinner and, bedroom, wind down. Okay, this is client work, days for my business, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I have some blank time so that I can do some catch-up stuff. Here's a hobby day. Not that that ever stays a hobby day. I've got to admit that ends up usually getting filled with work too. But it's sort of making a conscious decision about how you block out your time, that kind of thing. And just where you see things on top of things, it's usually because like, okay, this client, I have to do a meeting. I have to attend a meeting for them at this time. That's why it's on top of that, because I don't want to spend the time to break it up and add in the meeting. So this helps me track my hours, so I know, okay, I've done this many hours and that many hours for them, and other client work gets slotted into these other days. But this particular client, I have it locked into certain days for them because I go into their office and things I have to remember, my Facebook Live, the cleanup, that kind of thing. Okay, don't stress out. We're going to start with something blank now. Okay, so I'm just going to add a new calendar and TIFF time blocking. And you can add a description if you want. You set your time zone and then we create the calendar. Okay, this is how we do this. I don't know if I need to configure that now. Now I go back. TIFF time blocking, it's here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the main one and turn off all of these other ones so that you don't get too stressed out. Or maybe I need the holidays one. Okay, but this is how you can start a blank one. And I'm sure for many of you, you'll be like, oh, thank God, finally. But here's what I do. I start stuff like, okay, so my routine is I'm going to sort of wake up and have breakfast. Like I put that stuff in, wake up and breakfast. Otherwise I will try and schedule work in that time. And then I'll feel bad because I never get to stick to the schedule. And then in more options, we do, okay, we repeat that daily, or actually we can do custom and we can repeat that, repeat every day or repeat every week or something. Actually, I want to do repeats every Monday to Friday. There we go, every weekday. Okay, weekends I like to have a little more room to move, and then you can change the color here. So let's see, what do I like to have with breakfast? That looking after myself is purple. Okay, that's my particular thing. So then we have wake up and breakfast. Then you can see how, okay, well, I'm going to get up at 7, then I've got to work out what time I'm going to bed, and then you start filling things in, because we all have the same amount of hours, and then we can all block things out. So then you work out, okay, if I have client work, when am I going to work on that? When am I going to work on my business? And you start sort of bringing out sort of a schedule for yourself, okay? So perhaps this is like bedtime or something. And then sort of that one I might put daily or something, and then 9 till 10, and then I think I had that in one of these greens or something before. It was okay, so that's bedtime. You do your own thing, and then dinner, and then lunch times and stuff, and then you can work out like how you can have a balance to your life and things like that. That's how I ended up with, I have for a particular client, I have to work for them, I have to fit in their hours, and I'm going to do that on a Monday and a Thursday, right? So I'll just do that. Does not repeat. Repeats custom every 1 week on a Monday and a Thursday. Here we go. Done. Change the color to a color that works for me, and then hit save. So now, I should have added a title, my bad. So, whoops. Client 1. Okay, this and following events, and then go okay. So this is how you end up with sort of a standard schedule, and then on the weekend you come in, and the parts that aren't already scheduled, then you can go in and go, oh cool, hey, actually I've got my doctor's appointment or something like that, or something with the kids, or something like that, and maybe that doesn't even repeat, and we just change the color to something like this and go from there. Okay, so then that becomes, you can see how you can start to block out your time, and then if something comes up, so say we go back to my scary calendar, here we go, say we go back to this, and then now I'm like, okay, something's come up, for example, okay, I've agreed to a meeting on Monday at whatever time, cool, I can add that in, I've got that time, or I agreed to it at 8 a.m. like I did, well, I need to move this down now and just go for this event only, just for that particular one day, and then hey, new meeting, right, and change whatever color I want it to be. Okay, and you can move things around and say, oh hey, something came up, all right, like what happened with my content creation, actually, hey, I can't record that in the morning, I need to move that to the afternoon, and now I'm doing this other thing for, client number 2, right? From 10 until 12. Okay. This is a system that you need to sort of hone and make it work for you. You don't have to do it the same way I'm doing it. It may take a couple of weeks to adjust to this, okay? But don't throw it away. You kind of need to test it out for a good few weeks before you realize, no, this isn't working, or I need to try this other way or something like that. I mean, you can make changes to it along the way, but don't try it for 1 week and throw it away, because any new routine takes time, okay? Just understand that. So I hope that gives you sort of an eye-opener into calendar blocking. I hope that I have explained it well enough, because you can see how you're suddenly making decisions about what are your priorities and where are you really going to spend time. You're making those decisions, so you're automatically more powerful, and there's none of this, I don't have enough time. It's, okay, that's not a priority for me anymore, or this needs to change, that needs to change, okay? In fact, I had something on here that I didn't want to let go, but actually I hadn't made a priority, so I had to delete it before you saw it. So it was even messier than this before. But this is just how I work. It helps me. But if I know, for me, if I have these blocked out as, okay, this is Tiffany G Studios time, and then it's like, oh, here's what I'm going to do as part of that time, and this stuff changes, then it all works out. Anyway, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I will absolutely get back to you. And that is it from me. And until next time, bye for now.